Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Walking Strong with Bill Armstrong. I'm Billy Embody. Thanks for listening. We are out here on the deck of the Armstrong Fieldhouse, getting some good enough weather to do this.
Oh, I love this too. We got the boulevard right behind us. You can see the cranes right behind us where they're rebuilding or they're adding on to Cox Business School. It's going to be amazing. By the way, the introduction, oh, that was very classy. Adam Montiel, my buddy, and Pastor Robles helped put that together.
Yeah,
and it's nice.
He nailed it. So we're making some big moves here. We're stepping up as a podcast. Speaking of stepping up, this rosé, beautiful, from Epoch, epochwines.com. You can also use the promo code PONY for free shipping to get you a bottle of this as the weather cools down on the boulevard.
Oh, this rosé will be perfect for this weekend. Boulevard at 6 o'clock. We'll have this rosé in warm weather. It's perfect.
Yeah. One thing that I felt like was really picture perfect was the SMU uniforms going against the OU uniforms.
Oh,
I've got to have more of that matchup. And look, 28-11 didn't go SMU's way, but the whole just scene there in Norman, I think the uniforms meshed well. I feel like we've got to give the people more of SMU OU in the future.
Oh, are you kidding me? First of all, first time I've ever experienced that big-time college game experience, it was unbelievable. If anybody was there that was watched this podcast, was that great or what? Hey, but for a few breaks, we win this game, right? I mean, last week the wine was Block B. Yeah. The B should stand for bona fide because we were bona fide good in OU in front of 85,000 people. I mean, it was intimidating.
Yeah, it
was really intimidating. And hats off to our boys; they played fantastic. I mean, a bounce here, the fumble by Rooster, the block punt, the missed field goal. All of a sudden, we're talking about a different outcome.
Yeah, it was one of those games where, similar to last year against Maryland, SMU had to play a pretty perfect game, and they missed some opportunities. But Preston Stone really hung with it. He had the missed throw to Roderick Daniels early in the game, but he had some pressure in his face. He kept battling. I think it's an encouraging game from the standpoint of his long-term progression.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, Preston played fantastic. We're still trying to figure out. Our offense has still got some bumps in it. Our defense was rocking.
Yeah.
I mean, Oklahoma had 73 points in the first week. And, by the way, they held Arkansas State to 0. So they have a great offense and a great defense. And we held them. They had 14 points until like 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, we finally have a defense at SMU that we can be excited about.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the best team SMU faces all year.
Oh, by far.
And
by far.
TCU, they've obviously had their early struggles. We'll talk about them next week.
Yep.
But that OU team with Dylan Gabriel, they were going to test SMU's defense. And look, they took advantage of two short fields with the block punt and then having to go for it late in the game. But that was a game that outside of, Scott Simons counted 23 missed tackles, but it was really a game where SMU did not look out of place at all, especially defensively.
Oh, I totally agree with you. I mean, it's always a game when you're on the road like that against a really good team, you got to have a couple of breaks. And we just didn't get a break. They had no turnovers. They played a pretty flawless game. A couple times, we deflected their pass. We couldn't quite pick it off. When they batted the ball out of Rooster's hand on that big old long run, the ball doesn't bounce out of bounds. It just died. I mean, by the way, that was an illegal recovery because the guy, it was outside the line, touched it. But you're not going to get that call in OU in Norman. But so you look at just a couple of fine mistakes. I was really proud of our boys. I mean, I don't like moral victories, but we played really strong.
Yeah, and now they play Prairie View A&M this weekend.
Yep.
Little 6 o'clock matchup for SMU, back and forward, with a chance to probably play a lot of guys and really show off the depth even more.
I hope so. They'd be great. I mean, first of all, if you've ever been to Prairie View, I just went through that town last week. It's an aptly named school, Prairie View. It's about 45 miles northwest of Houston, flat as a pancake. Beautiful Prairie View. Anyway, hey, we're going to drink this wine on the boulevard, 6 o'clock, well, between 3 and 6 o'clock on Saturday. And when you're drinking it on the boulevard, don't drink it in a glass.
Yeah.
Drink it in a solo cup. Doesn't taste quite as good, but that keeps the It keeps the police out of your hair.
Yes.
And you can drive. And then if you want to put a license in it, that's okay too. But anyway, we make one of the world's best rosés. It's hard to make really good rosé, believe it or not. Anybody who's had really great rosé from Provence, which is the southern part of the Rhone River Valley in France, we model our wine just after that. We make it out of Mourvedre and Grenache, and it is great. Look at it, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love the bottle too.
Oh, the bottle's great. Buy it, empty the bottle, wash off the label, and then put flowers in it. Looks beautiful.
Interior designer.
Interior design. Yeah. We got skills.
Well, this has been a great edition. Short one, really, for the most part, because look, SMU OU, it wasn't a game that gave us a lot to talk about. It was just one of those games where, look, SMU played a game where they had some opportunities, didn't take advantage, but there was a lot of positivity coming out of that one overall.
I totally agree with you. I think Rhett feels that way. I know the players feel that way. They're disappointed. Nobody likes to lose.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it showed that we're the real deal this year, and we're only going to get better. I mean, like you said, the recruiting's already gotten better, being in the ACC. So, very exciting. By the way, this Pony Express case, each week has a bottle specifically designed for that week's upcoming game. Next week, we're drinking Ingenuity. I want to try to see if a TCU guy can, or somebody who knows, why would I pick Ingenuity before the TCU game? It's a question for the fans. So,
check out that case, epicwines.com/pony. You can order it and use the promo code PONY for free shipping. Bill, as always, a great time. Cheers.
Great. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay. See you guys Saturday.
Thanks for listening to this edition of Walking Strong with Bill Armstrong. We'll be back for another edition next week. I'm Billy Embody. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.